Hey everyone, welcome to the channel.
Listen,
This is
all
a
I know is I
cold
was
open.
tired of wait. I was tired of waiting on you to get here. So
Yeah, I don't know. Welcome to the Off the Rails episode 72, where we talk
question
about
mark? Yeah, I don't
trains,
know what. Yeah,
fantastic, and
I have
all the
no idea
travel
what
routes
episode
in the
this.
United States. So, when's your
Which
next travel to Baltimore by train?
never.
Agreed.
Anthony Sanchez is here. What up, Anthony?
What's going on? Get my mic adjusted here.
Yeah, get your mic checked. It's
Right.
my fault. We're late. We're 10 minutes late, and it's all my fault. That's what Inutabi told me to say.
Yep, that's it. So, what's going on?
It's been a crazy week, man. Some, you know, real life stuff hit. Got a little busy this week.
Yeah.
Couple, couple of got a couple things in. Got a review going up tonight at 8. But it's life is good, man. Life is good. How about you?
It's been a crazy week at work. I thought it was gonna be like a easy week, and then it has been like every day has been crap. I don't know. So
Is y'all busy? Is
yeah,
it?
I mean it's just also like my boss is out of town. He's in Texas, and so my expectations are things run smooth and everything like that. And each day has been like personnel issues, which normally don't crop up. So I don't know if it's you know the timing or what, but it's getting resolved. It's just it could be a lot easier than what it should be right now. So
'Tis the season. Spring's around the corner, man. People
yeah,
gonna start acting crazy again, wanting to
pollen's
go on
crazy here,
vacations.
man. My car is yellow.
Oh yeah, it's bad. I washed the truck. I spent more time on the inside than the outside because I just knew the outside was going to turn lime green anyway.
Yeah,
So what I listen. I didn't have anything to do with this title.
right.
Toy collecting is over.
Yeah, I just thought this was it's funny, right? So I don't know how much you know, but I'll just explain. So there's this guy who's a YouTuber of some significance, I guess, and so basically he said that Masters of the Universe Origins was done in April. That's it, no more,
Oh yeah,
whatever. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I need to mention who it is, whatever. And everybody
yeah.
did their reaction videos. Oh yeah, that's probably right. I'm not seeing them at my Walmart, so it's true. Everybody did their own, and like me the whole time, like, nope, not true, not true. I know you got these things coming later in the year. There's no way it's done in April. No, he used to work for him, so he knows. He knows. Okay, okay, all right, whatever. Then this week they released like 35 pre-orders,
A lot of pre-orders.
and I got a lot of them. Not all of them, but a good portion of them.
You're
So
gonna end up getting all of them.
most of them, yeah. And I Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, and Amazon. Because like Point Dread, I couldn't get through Amazon. I had to get through.
Oh, you got Point Dread too?
Yeah. So I got the only thing that I even got the 4-pack Snake Men. I got the Skeleton Warriors. Got those guys that glow in the dark. I think they'll actually work cool with some other stuff too. Um, yeah, it's just I just thought it's funny. You know,
Don't you love that, man? I love that stuff. Like when somebody says, I mean, I'm not saying they're all wrong because some folks are right. They get some inside knowledge, but like the clickbait, is Hasbro's going out of business. The end is near.
yeah.
Mattel's done with Masterverse. The end is near.
Yeah.
Like,
Meanwhile, they're releasing like some of the best stuff. Tails throwing out the best
yeah.
Masterverse they ever done lately, and even more coming.
I
Same thing
saw
with
that
Warner
Prince
G.
Adam. He
Hasbro decided to do G2 everything. So
the Hasbro's done G2 and I got by the way, I haven't reviewed this yet. Have you picked has this come in for you yet?
I'll be honest, I'm not really an animated fan.
I I I don't think I've watched hardly any of the show, but I
Yeah,
absolutely love the designs.
yeah,
And I really liked how he looked in the show from what little bit that I saw. This is a fantastic toy. I haven't done a review yet, but I'm a sucker for motorcycles,
yeah,
and this
yeah.
one is. is great. But yeah, I mean, they're releasing some of the most off the wall, crazy stuff. Multiple non-really G1 lines.
I got those guys, Metal Hawk and
Get Blaster, or yeah, I
okay.
didn't get. Yeah, I didn't get him. I did get Metal Hawk, and I got Skyquake.
They're just repaints, but still.
Skyquake is phenomenal.
Yeah, I got to get him. And I see our Insecticon. Mine's coming Saturday, I think.
Yep, I think mine says it'll be here Monday or something like that.
We got Void
Yeah,
in here.
20 cast.
Junkyard.
Yeah, we got. Let's see. Anthony's here. Anthony says, "Do we know when Grimlock Legacy is coming out?"
Talking about the G2 one.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that's the only thing I can think of. Or either the core. The core you can get.
Yeah, the core's already out. If it's G2 Grimlock, I don't know.
I think that's later on. I think they announced it, but it's going to be like in the next wave of the Walmart exclusive stuff.
Devoid of Logic is here. You are correct, sir. I got my shipping notification too.
Crap, I need to pay mine off and get it so I can ship it.
Yep, got that. Evening, Junkie on Crafts and
Builds. Me an
Builds.
email too, and I forgot to go back and do it.
Yeah,
the old
shows even normally on top of that. Okay, he was talking about the G2 one. Yeah, I don't know when that's coming.
Yeah, later. I think that's the second wave of the G2 stuff because they said I don't know if they said it, but we know the Mirage is coming and Sideswipe in G2 and something else.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't give a crap anymore. I'm not doing anything with G2. I'm glad they're making it for folks who want it, but I don't want it.
Oh, yes. Evening.
Mr. Brickentire.
Oh, thanks for showing up.
Long time listener, first time first time chatter.
Ooh, it's hot in here, man. I'm gonna turn the air on in the house.
Let's. I know we got off the rails.
Yeah.
So what's this? Why do you think people do that, man? Is it just for the views? Is that all?
That's a big part of it. The other guy, that guy in particular, I think had like he worked for him, so I think he's got a personal grievance, and that's fine. I mean, people work for companies and get crapped on or feel like they've been slighted. I can see that. That's not a problem. I understand that. But if you're just doing it just to like stir up drama, let me see how many views I can get saying this, which absolutely no, it's not true. That's a bunch of BS.
Oh, Junkie, I missed the question. So the topic that Inu Tabi brought up tonight, this is his channel. He can do what he wants, right? We go back and forth. We kind of mix it up. Toy collecting is over, and we're talking about the individuals, one or more individuals that want to do the whole clickbait thing of saying like Hasbro is done, Mattel is done with Masterverse, pitchforks, and everything's terrible, and the world is over, and everybody's going out of business. And the fact is, obviously not.
Obviously more. That's what's crazy.
Huh?
And there's more to come. Way more. I mean, a lot more can be done.
Well, while we're here, Devoid of Logic, if I see that, I shall order it post haste.
That is pretty cheap. Legend? Is that the Legend? Yeah, that's the Legend.
Yeah, that's the Legends one, which means it'll probably be $90 US in the US stores.
Man, I gotta get on Show Z and get a mega shipped quick.
Yeah. Yep. Thanks, Devoid. I'm sure that I'll be actually, I know I will, because TF Safari is a fantastic sponsor.
Yep. That's a good price.
Brick Tire, not over, but I do think collectors are streamlining what they collect price. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that. 10 times over. I think we've talked about it before on here and on other streams that prices are going up, and it's making people like me and you, we've said before, we have been able to dip into some independent toy lines because the price difference isn't that much.
Yeah.
I've stopped collecting as much Hasbro stuff. Not Joe. I'm pretty much mostly all in on Joe, not completely, but like the mainline Transformer stuff, I'm nitpicking and picking and choosing and
Yeah,
all that good stuff. So
I'm gonna be more particular about what I pick up. Last year I got like all those Walmart repaints. I'm like,
oh yeah,
I don't know why I bought them.
yeah,
I kept one. I think I got rid of the list.
oh yeah, full price $46.99. So I'm not going to order it yet. I'll wait until it's not pre-order and then I'll snag one for reasons.
I'm sure they're gonna do a set, sell them all at once, right?
I would hope so. I would think so.
That'd be
But I'm definitely in on the legend scale.
Yeah.
It's because about the quality of figures and yep. There's listen. There's plenty of room to talk about the quality of some figures, but I can tell you
Oh, yeah.
one that there's not a problem with. Freaking Skyquake. That thing is. They put all their budget into that. That thing is genius. I mean, Metal Hawk's not bad to be a. See if I get disconnected here because my connection's turd. But to be a basically a repaint remold of Cyclonus, it's a good fun figure. The
Yeah.
plastic, some of the plastic looks a little cheap. Anytime they use that like grayish plastic.
Oh, yeah.
It looks kind of and that yellow plastic, like all the colors on him that he needs are the colors that look cheap in plastic. But I mean, it's a good remold. Um, mostly repaint, I guess, with a little bit of retooling
So
of Cyclonus. Good
Metal
figure.
Hawk is what? Master Force?
Wasn't he a pretender?
Yeah. Yep.
Was he yeah, I think he was a pretender.
Yeah.
I don't know as much about that era of Transformers.
Yeah, he was a pretender. That's right.
But yeah, nice figure. But that Skyquake. I don't know if Skyquake is worth $55,
Yeah.
like leader class price, but it's definitely a great. A well done figure. By the way, my first wave complete of AWOC. Awesome.
Cool.
Got them
Yep.
all in. That's great. Tyler, hello.
Oh, welcome, sir.
There is a weapon upgrade kit for Skyquake and Dreadwing on TF Safari. Yeah, I think I have most of those coming.
That's quick.
Well, I think it's incoming. Like I think I have the one for Metal Hawk coming.
Hmm.
I think. I don't think I did. Did I do one for Needle Nose? I don't know. I've got the one for Metal Hawk.
Okay.
Ordered. It's still incoming. There's not much to it because the figure's pretty spot on. It's got arm hinge fillers, to flip the arms in and out, and just a couple of little gap fillers, I think, for the inside of the leg. But I mean, there's not a lot of gaps on that. It's a real simple upgrade. I'll do a quick
Minosaur
video
kit
on that. Oh yeah, is that the DNA?
Yep. I like their stuff. It's a little pricey, but it's always like really well made. They always do a good job.
It's not that I'm against 3D printing stuff because I really like the Tim Hita and Superman Studio stuff, but you can tell a big difference between like the DNA stuff that's like molded.
Yeah, I mean it looks like
casted.
Hasbro made it. To be honest.
Yeah, probably better.
The only thing I'll say, and this is not the review or anything, but it comes with all this great stuff. Leg extensions, you can make the trailer bigger, articulated fingers, different chest plates. Comes with a sword. Doesn't come with a rifle.
Really?
Yeah. It should have come with a big rifle. You can like combine the trailer sections and make this ridiculously looking. It looks stupid, but anyway.
I think I saw
it. Should have just come with his his rifle. I don't know why they didn't do that. They did everything else, but to be honest with you, every kit they've released has been good. I haven't had a single issue with any of them.
I don't I don't know if I have ever gotten a DNA kit.
Yeah, I got them from
Junkion.
all the Titans.
So going on this, we know a guru backstepped on Motu, but is similar statements really being said about Hasbro even after revealed for classified TF and Legends? Yeah, there are folks out there that start crying that Hasbro's going under.
I see, and I see channels that are like, you know what it is. It's oh, this will get some views.
Yeah.
Oh, Hasbro's newest line is the worst ever, or GI Joe is done for.
And again, there's plenty to complain about.
Oh yeah,
There's plenty to complain about, but they ain't going anywhere.
no.
Well, and here's the thing: like we got this that whole thing came out. It hit the news cycle a bit that collectors make up X% of like the toy market.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we took that as collectors as saying like, "Haha, we told you, we're a vast majority, we're a good majority, or whatever, a high minority of your sales." Let me tell you what Hasbro and toy companies say about that. There's no longevity in that. So what they see that what we see as a win, they see as a loss.
Mm-hmm.
So we think that they should say, "Oh, the toy collectors are a big part of our market. We should focus on them." What they see is toy collectors are a big portion of our market. We've got to gain that other market back.
Right. We got to get to the kids.
They're just as likely to double down on the kid stuff rather than lean into the adult collector that much.
Yeah. See more of the kid stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be too proud of the fact that the adult collector is high up on the what they call them kidults. I hate that term.
God,
but yeah, I mean, they definitely need to pay attention to us because we're there. But the fact is, I won't say most, a lot of adult collectors, a lot of them are short term, and
yeah,
they're not 5 years old that's going to grow up for the next 10 to 12 years collecting or buying. And quite honestly, we don't break our stuff, so we're less likely to buy it more than once.
Right.
Yeah. Devoid. The only gripe I have about DNA Motor Master Kit is that the new chest piece doesn't assemble onto the trail in alt mode.
Well, it's a shame. They usually try to incorporate like everything together, but.
And it's no coincidence Hasbro announced a kids line of Marvel figures. You're exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
They saw that report and thought, "Oh crap, we've lost market. We've lost the money making market." And they've got to get that back. So we were pounding our chests a bit too happy about that whole "told you so, we buy most of your stuff." Yeah. That's not anything they want to brag about. Not in the long run anyway.
Yeah, you're right. Love to see the actual numbers on that, like income, operating income, expenses minus breakdown by demographic.
Mm-hmm. I mean, quite honestly, they probably spend more on marketing to us than they do kids.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, you look at
these live streams and
mm-hmm.
all that. That's not directed to a kid.
Nope.
Parents of kids. That's us on that.
Yep. And I mean, of course, that's not really fair. I don't watch a lot of regular TV, so I don't see a lot of toy commercials. I don't know if they even exist anymore for the most part. So it's really just a matter of what kids know from whatever program they're watching.
Yeah.
Which is, like I wouldn't be surprised to see some more cartoons and stuff that the people our age aren't going to like. They're gonna need to lean into this kids audience to get them to say, "Mama, I need that new toy."
Yeah,
because we're gonna buy it anyway for the most part. So, yeah, it's the whole thing with toy company A, B, or C is going under. For one, why would you be happy about that? Like I don't think you could. I don't think you can be sad that people are getting laid off from Hasbro and every other major company out there. And this isn't me kissing Hasbro's ass. The vast majority of my collection, outside of GI Joe Classified and Transformers that I don't even display, is third party or some
Mhm.
other company. So I'm not climbing on the Hasbro's junk. I don't even give a crap.
Hey, Ninja Bill.
Most of my stuff's third party. So, hey, Ninja Bill. I don't know where I was going with that, but like the idea that, oh yeah, I don't know why you can be sad and be all upset that Hasbro is laying off people, which is
Mhm.
sad. It is something to be sad about. They're not alone. Plenty of other companies are doing it too. But then also wish that Hasbro does poorly, because guess what happens if Hasbro does poorly? They lay off more people. So, and like it's ridiculous. I don't have time for that nonsense. I think it's, oh yes, absolutely. Tribalism is huge. Yep.
Yep.
And it's everywhere. We're not, toy collectors are not alone in that. My wife's channel, I mean, there's tribalism in clothing, in makeup, in sports, in what vehicle you buy. If
Oh yeah.
you look up a fan page for any particular group, trucks, cars, toys, statues, I don't give a crap what it is, fingernail polish, shoes, it doesn't matter. There's going to be somebody in the chat and somebody in the comment section that's bitching and moaning and complaining that the person above them is an idiot and bought the wrong thing and should have bought a Ford or should have bought a Chevy or should have bought Nike or never buy Nike, only buy Adidas. You should never buy Adidas. You should buy this company because it helps the environment. Every time you buy this shoe, a tree gets planted.
By these
It's,
kids.
yeah, it's so stupid. Yes, tribalism is dumb. And I'm not a fan of it unless you're talking about AWOC. Then I'm a huge tribe member of AWOC. So, but
Love it.
I'm also a hypocrite. So I'm people accuse me of tribalism because I don't like the Baber stuff, but I don't like the Baber stuff because it's crap. In my
I'm a
opinion,
different. I'm a different opinion about it. I don't like it because it looks terrible.
oh, it definitely look. That's what I mean. It looks
Oh,
terrible
okay. Well,
to
then we're
me.
the same. Same. Yeah.
To me,
Some
like
there's
it's
some. I'll be honest. Some of it is not bad. I always thought the Prime was really good looking. I always thought. I really enjoyed the. Oh, let me think. God, what was it? Lockdown. Yeah, that dude, sniper
well,
head.
some of the stuff looked
Some
really
of the
cool.
stuff was really.
Like
I thought was pretty good. The toys, yeah, the toys are not.
Megatron looked silly. Starscream looked absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, most of the other Autobots, outside of the one they knew they had to make at least look a little bit like his his original figure, was Prime. I mean, the rest of them are just weird things. And I've always said, I think if he would have at least attempted to make the faces look recognizable
Mm,
and the colors somewhat recognizable,
yeah.
I think it would have gone a long way.
Well, a little too insecty, like bugs.
Yeah, birds and
Like,
bugs. As much as I despise some of Hasbro's business decisions, I never wish them the loss of employees or business. I want them to do better. Absolutely. There's plenty of, like I said earlier, there's plenty of places to critique, like a crappy made figure.
oh yeah, and
I mean, that's
I've
a
had.
different story. I've got plenty of Hasbro figures that I think are turds.
Yeah,
So again, I'm not jumping on Hasbro's jock as far as like everything they do is awesome.
I'm looking at you, Tracks.
Oh God, Trax was such a turd. I'm
Such a. You know what? All it took was just to do the legs better.
yeah.
If you'd done the from the waist down, fix that. You know.
Yeah, and
There's
I mean, I'm
something
looking.
else. There's something else, and I think it's Rise of the Beasts that's got the same sort of leg design that I feel like it's going to be an issue.
Oh, is it?
What was it? I saw it the other day where it's got the leg. Just it might be the Air Ranger. It's got like the leg. It just kind of stands on the.
Air Razor? Isn't Air Razor just a repaint or kind of a retool of Kingdom?
No, I think it's a little bit different.
Is it? All right.
Something about the legs. It doesn't. It has just like this centerpiece going down, and where the legs. It may not be Air Razor. It was one of them I saw. I was like, oh, that leg looks terrible, and the way the
Yeah,
feet
I'm
are.
looking over at like Alita One from is it Siege when Alita or Earthrise when Alita came out. The RC mold, the car mold,
Yeah,
looks
Siege.
like a
I
bar of soap.
think. Yeah,
That thing is dookie too. That RC mold, that thing was trash. Let's see. Well, another detractor was how the characters were portrayed personality wise. Okay, that's where I don't really care that much because I mean we grew up in G1, right? So every time they used a name of a character just to keep the license, right? It could have been a completely different type of character,
yeah,
but they were using it. Like if the personalities are enjoyable, I get like just naming something to keep it. So I get that a little bit. But you know what my biggest problem with the Bayverse was? This is not my biggest. One of my biggest problems with the Bayverse was. Do you remember growing up? We always had these pull string toys,
hmm?
like Pee Wee Herman, all these
Yeah,
things, and
yeah,
you just pull the string, and it would just say a random phrase, like one of 10 random phrases.
yeah.
The writing in all the Bayverse movies for most of the uh, Transformers characters felt like that.
Hmm.
If you go back and watch them, it's like stuff happens, stuff happens, stuff happens. They pull the string, random line comes out. It's like, oh, never do that again. I'm gonna take your face. Autobots roll out. I like to dance. My name's Jazz. You know, it's just like all this just random one-liner stuff that I feel like the voice actors were told just to read. Like, read these single one lines, and we're just gonna put them somewhere in the movie.
Yeah,
Now I can. And then now, since I've thought that, anytime I watch any of the Bayverse movies, that's exactly what it
yeah.
sounds like
Now
to
I'm
me.
gonna be able to get that picture out of my mind.
Yeah,
I'll kill them all.
yeah, that's it. Like the one like difference in that is like the long like speech at the end that Optimus gives, but the rest of the whole thing is just
Hmm.
like they push. They've got this big keyboard of sound bites, and they just go, "Here's that one."
One shall fall and
Yeah,
one shall stand.
not today, Megatron. One shall stand, one shall fall.
Click.
I'm gonna rip your face off. Autobots roll out. It's just a bunch of little quick things. It's terrible. It's terrible. The problem is Hasbro made poor decisions in the name of profit. Sure, that's their the shareholders and investors want their due. I get that, but when you sacrifice the customers, yeah, I can tell you right now, they're always going to make the decision based on the dollar.
Oh yeah,
That's just how it is. Seen the results, yellowing, poor material. I've been lucky; I haven't seen any yellowing that I know of. So
yeah. I don't have anything.
I've
No.
gotten no yellowing.
Like I went back.
Poor.
That sound wave is apparently like a big offender, like the Siege one. I went back and looked not long ago. It's fine.
It's a funny thing to me is like I don't entirely disagree with Ninja Bit here, but like the yellowing, the poor materials, or the lack of fit and finish. Like I I don't remember outside of maybe some of the animated figures that I thought were made really well. I don't remember an entire wave of Transformers where I was like, "Holy shit, these things are made like a champ." They all felt like crap plastic.
Yeah, I mean
I mean, Titan's
to
Return
go
felt like
back and to
crap plastic.
me, and I haven't collected all the lines, so I can't say with any true experience. But to me, the most solid of all the figures going back would be G1, just because they were big
Yeah.
blocks of
I
plastic
mean,
and metal.
everything past then, like the Beast Wars figures. I mean, they had a lot of stuff going on, but they were hideous.
Yeah,
I mean, G2 was just more of the same.
yeah,
I mean, we go up to more modern times, like the Prime Wars trilogy, or even the Generation stuff. I got quite a few of the War for Cybertron stuff, like Soundwave. You know,
yeah.
when he was the little van or whatever he was.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
although I think we have a weird sense of nostalgia for what we think is good quality. I think like the vast majority of them are kind of built like crap, and I don't know that. Again, there's some standouts in War for Cybertron and Legacy that are made exceptionally terribly. Like some that are obviously like these feel and move like absolute crap.
Yeah.
It tends to be the ones for me that have a ton of like painted clear plastic that feel cheap and dirty and gross. But like most most of them are built pretty well. I don't really have the problem that a lot of people seem to have.
I've had
Uh
the biggest thing I think I have had in any of the Transformers line is like uh maybe kind of the fit on some of them, like Scrap Hook. Like his when you tabbing him in,
oh
it,
yeah.
where
I
that
think
piece
all the
folds down on it.
weaponizers feel kind of goofy. Just
So I've had a
but
lot.
yeah.
I've had a lot of that in the past. Some of the Stunticons have done that. Like the
Mhm.
back half not wanting to tab together. Armada Starscream, like when you got him in jet mode, his legs will not stay tabbed together.
Mm.
But that's really kind of the things I have. I haven't had, and the tracks was outside the. He was pure crap. I'll be honest with you, but
Oh
most
yeah,
of
he
the
was
other ones have
horrible.
been pretty solid. Uh, and I'd say somewhere between 90-95% of the time, pull them out of the box, they're stiff, no loose joints. You know, here and there something. Never had any of the yellowing issues. Um, I've never had anything break, like in the
Like
packaging or
like when I
anything
start hearing
missing.
people when I start hearing people talk about like how awesome uh like Combiner Wars was compared to this, I'm like, what? The vast majority of Combiner Wars felt like crap.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, they
yeah, and
were
there's hollowness in those too. I mean, if you
oh
go back
big
and look at
time.
like the headmasters and stuff, which I have all the headmasters just because I thought those were pretty decently done. Like the back of the arms are all empty. The back of the legs are all empty. I mean, it's
Now,
not like they
what I think
started
is
just
a
leaving stuff out with the new lines.
what I think is kind of fair to say about it is they were definitely cheaper. I mean, it was a
Oh yeah,
different
yeah,
time. They were certainly cheaper, so it was easier to go. Okay, so this one doesn't feel. I feel like I'm getting more for my money out of these older lines because they were $10
yeah.
as opposed to $25. I could totally listen to that,
Yeah.
and that's absolutely a valid point. So, but like to say that these like the current waves are made like suddenly less better than any of the others, I think is I don't believe that at all.
No, I
I
think I
think
think going from like Prime War stuff to where you are now is a dramatic improvement
well, yeah,
in
yeah,
quality.
100%.
You know,
Ninja Bill
Waffles didn't
says
start with Siege, so
Ninja Bill says the Cybertron and RID 2001 line. RID 2001 maybe I've never messed with it.
see that, and
Cybertron
that's the
line,
I don't
yeah.
know that stuff. Like I didn't collect any Unicron stuff, so it may be like I've seen like Megatron and Prime and stuff, and that stuff looks solid. So it may be like some of the
It
best.
looks solid, but it's like it's not good.
Mm.
I mean, it was good for the time. It's the same way I feel about G1 toys. They were fantastic for the time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But like if you put a G1 toy outside of the weight and die cast, right?
Mm.
Outside of that, if you put a G1 Sunstreaker beside, you know, I don't even know if Sunstreaker is a good choice, but I guess the Legacy Sunstreaker wasn't, or whatever the War for Cybertron Sunstreaker wasn't too bad. Like if I walked in and a G1 toy was sitting on the shelf. Now, I don't know what G1 is. I've never watched the cartoon. If the 1986, 84, 85, 86 Transformers cartoon came out today for the first time, no one has ever seen it. But More Than Meets the Eye Part 1 airs this Saturday as a brand new episode of a new series. And I'll walk down the toy aisle and I see a G1 toy that we got when we were little sitting on the shelf. I'd say, that looks like crap. I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
It looks like a brick. Now, it's full of nostalgia and I absolutely love them.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't look good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like if I'm looking up here I got that Power Master Prime from that was Cybertron, right? That was a Unicron trilogy. Right? It's big and it's solid, but it ain't going to do anything. Like the legs are 2 giant bricks. And I mean, it just stands there. It's, lights and sounds, but
yeah,
plenty of things make noise and ain't worth a damn.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that is something I wouldn't mind seeing again, is like electronics in a way on certain things, not in everything, but like a Commander class, Armada Prime. I wouldn't mind having like a LED light and gun or some kind of, prime voice.
That's why I'm excited for Ramen Toys to do stuff that's kind of off the wall out there and doing like lights and sounds with their what do they call it now? The Ramen Racer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to do lights and sounds with that, and apparently they're going to do. I mean, there's a solid chance they're going to do sounds with the orange one. Which I think if you don't, you're missing the boat. If you don't do the horn, you're missing out.
I can't wait to do the voiceover for that.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You're already thinking about it.
I got one in mind.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin
I'm
it.
I'm not gonna say it, but I got it. Have to see if I can do my best Waylon Jennings impression.
It's right on, Junkion. I don't disagree. A lot of things make noise, but don't do anything. Extra zeros here. Fire Talk shows up just because I just got one. Look at G1 Ultra Magnus. It's a brick plugged into another brick with some arms. Yeah. Again, tons of nostalgia, and for the time they were top notch, crazy, awesome, and built like bricks. Like they were solid toys that you could play with. We don't live in that world anymore. You're not going to get that much die cast out of a retail figure anymore. Ain't going to do anything. Donuts collectors, just get it out of the box and put it on a shelf. And 100%.
Yeah, pretty much.
So at least look good doing it. And I can tell you what, I love that.
A couple times in the beginning,
Yeah, I love that that Power Links Optimus Prime, but I mean, he barely even looks good on the shelf. You could have carved him out of wood, and he would have been just as fun to play with. Plays Yellow Rose of Texas. They were in Georgia. Thank you very much. I'm just a brick plugged into another brick, playing another brick.
Playing bricks. Next week on TLC.
That was the brick version of Tropic Thunder. I'm just a brick playing a brick, dressed up as another brick. Yeah, that's so yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't like the clickbait stuff. Now, if there's actual news out there that something's going crazy and something's going under, I want to I want to know about it. Texas, Georgia, same difference, negative. And ain't none of them South Carolina. So another AWOC question, gladly. Now that I have the wave and mess with each, the only thing that I do look at is proportions. In your opinion, are the legs, thighs a little skinny? I think that the only one that I think they look a little thin on to me is Kali, and I think it's because of the dark colors.
Yeah.
Because because like if I look at Kali as opposed to the not the Legionary, but the Horrid Ravager, like it's the same leg sculpt basically without like the armor or whatever.
Yeah, like
Or
Atreyu
even
looks fine to me. I think.
yeah, Atreyu, the Ravager, Pale, and Legionary, they have the same thighs. So
Yeah.
Kali and Tiberius have those Colossus type metal thighs, you know?
Yeah.
And they do look a little thinner, but I think it makes sense because I don't know. I think it just makes sense. But I can understand where you're coming from, why it would do that, why you would think that way. I remember the first time I opened Kali, the first thing that stood out to me was his thighs. So I can understand the question on proportion. But I think it makes sense. You start wrapping yourself in armor, it's probably going to be a little tight like a tiger. So I get it.
That's Benjamin.
Mr. Benjamin.
This dude's solid, man. This guy's solid. I
Trey's
keep pointing
great.
that out. I need to get a scale and just put it on. I'd love to know what it weighs. I don't have any. This may be a shocker, but I don't have any digital scales available. But
Yeah,
I
need to get one.
Put this on the scale beside like a Joe Masterverse and just.
I need to invest in one of those, just like a little, dime bag scale that I would have had in my 20s.
There you
go. Still enjoying Mastermind Creations Bruticus? I am. Well, that's not fair. I mean, I am. I love the way he looks, but I'd literally never mess with him. I'm that collector that Ninja Bill was talking about that you just put him on the shelf. But I absolutely am still enjoying how he looks. Hello, Benjamin. Never go full brick. That's right. Huh. The proportions remind me a bit of the Evangelion. I never say that right. Evangelion toys.
That's the purple robot, ain't
it?
Is that the purple
robot?
That's
they were kind of lanky.
You see how in-depth knowledge I have on the subject, right? The purple robot with the eye.
I think that's the one.
Green.
Even better. You got a dime bag scale when you're 40. That's I think he's admitting something there.
Hulk Smash Toy says, "What is that figure? Looks amazing." That is Animal Warriors of the Kingdom Atreyu.
It is amazing. It is
amazing. You can get this on spirotoys.com. Hello. And yeah, great.
It is freaking amazing.
Great figures, if I say so myself.
Who snuck in on you?
My daughter come in here to wave at me.
Oh, hello.
We got a little bit of issue here.
Oh,
yeah. Little impasse.
Uh-oh. Go ask Daddy.
No, it's she didn't want to do something tonight. And supposed to do it, so.
She's trying to kiss up a little bit today.
Yeah, because there's some consequences for not doing what you're asked to do. And it's like, oh, hello.
Toy collecting is over, maybe for some toy lines and brands, but when you have Ramen Toys teasing the Marshall, which I think looks amazing.
So the Marshall is Brave Star, right?
Yes. Right. They've got the Marshall pretty much designed out and probably ready to start soon. And this, I haven't heard from them to say this, but the way it looks is they're getting close to production on that because they're showing 30-30 now, which also looks awesome.
I'd like to get their 80s Commanders. They're redoing them, so I may try to pick those up.
Yeah, I thought about it. I looked at like the accessory packs for those, and they're pricey.
Yeah, I only ever had one as a kid, so I mean, if I could just get that one, I'd be good.
Yeah, I think I had two. I think I had, was it Ace?
I had the Land Commander. I had the big rocket, yellow rocket.
I can't remember which ones I had. I mean, in the 80s, man, you bought whatever was popular at the time, and I've said it before. I was never able to like complete anything back then because you'd get like one or two toys a year.
Yep.
On birthdays and Christmas.
Well, I showed you that Christmas picture I had. I got like Rhino,
Mm-hmm.
Hammerhead, and Condor all for Christmas, and that was the only mask stuff I ever got. That was it.
Yeah, I had like little bits and pieces of everything. So, you went in on Gullwing, right?
Yeah, I'm going on that
Yeah.
because I'm curious about what is it? The next one? What's that one called? The Piranha?
What are they calling that one?
Or what are they calling it? Not Piranha. uh,
What the heck is the name of that one?
White
What
car
are
with
they?
fins.
Yeah, the white car with fins. With Porsche driving it.
Yeah,
I
it's like
forget what the real name
944,
of
I
it
think.
was. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah,
Yeah,
there. I'm telling you what, Ramen Toys is on a roll, man. Like
but
their
that
Maverick figure looks phenomenal.
that Crom Twos figure.
Uh
Yeah,
huh. Yeah,
God
yeah,
Almighty! Don't let him see that.
yeah. The Great White. Thanks, Rudy. Rudy, you know. Yeah, I'm waiting for like the a certain church to go in and go, or somebody to go
Because
share
he's
share that to the wrong person.
yeah, he's funny about that. That's why there's
Well, he
no
yeah, he's
he's super
never allowed
protective over
anyone to
that.
do
So yeah,
his likeness in anything.
but
I'm even surprised that he lets that guy do the like deep fakes of him.
oh yeah,
I'm surprised he doesn't fight that. But I don't know. All I know is it looks amazing, and I
it
want it.
does.
Um,
Yeah.
I think I don't think that, but I've asked him, and as of right now, they're pretty adamant that they're not. They have no plans to do head sculpts for Bo and Luke. Which I asked him, I was like, man, you should think about doing like Bo and Luke head sculpts that fit on like a classified figure because like I could repaint. Let's see.
It would be
Oh man,
who
you
would
could
be
repaint Condor, maybe take the armor off and repaint Condor, or you could do. So you could repaint. I'm trying to think what they normally wore all the time. They had their unbuttoned shirts and stuff. Uh, I don't know. People smarter than me that do custom stuff could think of it. Did I show you? I showed you, didn't I? The what I did with the Mythic Legions and the
yeah,
Shannara Legionary.
yeah with the wings.
Man, this I was just messing around, but this thing turned out awesome
Yeah, that's cool.
because the colors almost match.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
Yeah,
that's ridiculously cool. And all I did was I took the um, little adapter, the same thing you have on a Treyu back there. I cut off and drilled out the Mythic Legions adapter and fit the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom adapter in there and then shoved it into his back. But man, it turned out awesome. And that's about as creative as I get when it comes to customs.
I wouldn't mind seeing a Magnum PI car in a figure.
I, you know, I,
I would get that like the 308 and like they had a ball cap with the glasses and the mustache and the Hawaiian shirt.
I'll be honest. If the Ramen Racer figure or car is a huge hit, um, one thing he should consider doing is, and I
Night,
think would sell like absolute hotcakes.
night.
No, well
No,
that too. That I have obviously that too. But I think something may even sell better than that, and that's the Supernatural Impala.
oh yeah, yeah.
The Supernatural Impala baby from
Mhm.
Supernatural have the trunk open up and have all those weapons inside
Okay.
there like they did. I think that would sell
Carry
like
on my
a
wayward
yeah. You want to
son.
really break some laws, you start playing that in the push like the lights and sounds for that.
Terrible singing cannot be copyrighted.
That's right. But yeah, like I would love to see baby from Supernatural get done. I think that would be awesome.
18 van. You know who does a good 18 van, even though I know it doesn't scale with like is Playmobil. They're 18.
Uh,
Have you seen
oh
that?
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah. It
van
does look
looks
good.
spot
Yeah,
on.
all their vehicles. Their Ecto One looks good.
Hmm.
Their Mystery Machine looks good. The 18 van looks good. I feel
Hmm.
like there's another one that I'm missing, but
They
their
did the
vehicles all look good.
DeLorean, right?
Oh yeah, the DeLorean looks good. Yeah.
They did the Enterprise, which that thing is like 4 foot long or something.
Really?
And yeah,
Playmobil Enterprise?
they did Kirk's Enterprise, and you like take the whole top of the dish off in the bridge and put it's like $400.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Uh, I want Ramen to do cars from the Tarantino movies. Probably not wide enough range for them to mess with. I just don't know how many people would get them. Like the
Night would be a good one. I mean, because that's
oh, Knight Rider.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Lights and sounds on
With
that.
a Michael Knight figure, and
Yeah,
you can even have a truck later on where it drives up in the truck.
yeah. That's absolutely. Um, thanks, dude. We were still a little all over the place. Anthony asks, "Where you at, Anthony?" I know I'm late. Anywhere I can find Orko and Man at Arms from Origins.
Um,
I've only seen one Orko, and Man at Arms I've seen a
how
lot.
much do you want to pay for Orko?
Why
That's
you
the
have one?
question. Man at Arms is ridiculous right now, but um, hold on, and I can tell you something real quick.
Oh, Brick's right. The Mach 5 will be another good one.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's see,
Mm-hmm.
it's still available. Buying options.
Yeah, I feel like I saw a
It's
Mach
gonna
5
cost.
toy out there.
You can get one on Amazon for about $40.
Orko?
Yeah, and that's I'm seeing anywhere like 30 to 35 to $40 for Man at Arms. I'm not seeing anywhere. I would just get if you want to do Man at Arms. I'd just get the
Oh yeah.
Attorney and Guard pack and just use because it's the same except for the
Oh yeah.
mustache,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
head, and just use
Yeah.
that.
I totally forgot. Yes. I had a review just dropped 2 minutes ago. Thanks, Devoid.
Pipes. Everybody, go watch Pipes review after this stream, and then
After this
comment,
stream.
and then
Yeah.
share that video, and
It's
like that
wildly
video,
popular. It's
and then
wildly
give a super
popular.
thanks. Then come back to this one, give a super chat and super thanks, and then share this one, and then like it and share it
I
again.
already have
Share it some more.
the boat. Yeah, the SS Minnow. Absolutely.
3 hour tour.
Yeah, that could be good.
Or like when they took the houses and tied them all together and made like the raft they got off the island with.
Right. So that's a party barge when you do
Yeah,
that.
I could make that with some ice cream sticks and some
We used to
grass.
do that. We used to do that every summer on the lake with the pontoons.
Yeah,
Strap them together and make a little private
I
island
made
out
a
of
little
there.
raft out of bamboo one time.
Did you?
Yeah,
I probably made all kind of little rafts out of junk that probably didn't make it past standing on it. You couldn't keep me out of the woods and out of the water when I was
me
a kid,
either. This
man.
was crazy. Like when
I stayed outside.
I was
Like,
like 10, 12, we got in trouble for going in the neighbor's property and like cutting down trees, and we made like a
mm-hmm.
tree fort.
Oh, how many tree forts and tree houses I made
Yeah,
that probably were made. They were made out of like
frog
street
gigging down by the
signs and
creek.
yeah. How did you frog gig? Did you spear?
No, I shot it with BB guns.
Oh, we used
My neighbor
fish.
would use the spear, but I would shoot him.
We used fishing line,
Uh,
cotton balls, and soot from the wood burning stove.
oh, okay.
So we would take the little cotton balls, we
Mm,
dip them in the soot, make them all black, tie
mm,
them up to the fishing line,
mm.
and we'd throw them out there, and we'd literally fish for frogs. So they would eat it. They would take the cotton ball in like it was a bug or a fly, and we'd snatch them up. That's what we did.
We never eat them. I'd give them. My neighbor, he would give them to his uncle. His uncle would sometimes fry them up.
Yeah, we did. I grew up eating frog legs and stuff like that. I tried. I think it was on I don't know where at, but somewhere I went had like some kind of fancy frog legs. I guess it was some French meal or something, and I was like, "This is disgusting. It tastes like crap."
Yeah.
But I remember as a kid, they were great. They were just
Yeah.
deep fried.
Well,
They
they
tasted like
don't
chicken.
season it the same either. I mean, you throwing
No,
you know
these were
probably
mushy.
eggs. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they were
They
mushy.
not. You got to fry them up,
Yeah,
batter
the
them,
ones I
all that.
the ones I grew up on were crispy like grape nuts.
Yeah. Crunchy like crunchy bacon. You know.
Mm-hmm. Ninja Bill. Neighbor's property was 5 miles in any direction. Yeah, so I grew up on a plot of land that was like the vast majority of my family. Like my dad had I think not including him, he had 13 siblings,
Hmm.
and my mom had, I think there were 9 of them total. So I had an ass load of aunts and uncles, which means I had a boatload of cousins.
Oh.
So I grew up playing with cousins on a road that was nothing but family. So it was after they named after us. The whole road was, and it was named after my grandpa. And so yeah, I mean, I could get out in the woods. We had multiple little like spillway ponds and overflow
Yep.
ponds and little fishing ponds everywhere in the pastures for all the cows and horses and stuff. So we would stay out there. I don't know. I feel like I got stung by a bee every other day.
Yeah. Yeah. I got stung by yellow jacket. My grandfather had a tobacco farm. He had about 150 acres.
Mm,
We would go up there every weekend and help them like plant crops or kill hogs, make sausage, stuff like all that stuff you
hmm
do. Soybeans.
Never mess with soybeans. We
We
didn't do
used
that.
to sit there and pick green beans. Sit there
Oh
and,
yeah,
and
snap green beans.
yep, snap beans. Make
Yep,
ice cream in the tub thing.
yep,
We did it the old fashioned way with the
yep. I had to
crank
crank it.
handle, and then went to
That's right.
electric.
We never
That was
had an
advanced
electric one.
technology then.
So it was me and my 2 sisters at the time. My third sister hadn't come along and didn't come along until like 94, something like that. But me and my 2 sisters we'd have to take turns. Like
Yeah.
one of us would get tired, and the other one,
Mhm.
and it was always, my dad loved making peach ice cream. So we
Oh,
would take these fresh peaches, and then it was all it was like ice, milk,
salt.
salt, like sea salt, right?
Yeah. Yep.
uh, Vanilla, like vanilla
Extract or whatever. Yeah.
extract, and then whatever you wanted in it. And he would
Yeah.
always chop up these fresh peaches and make peach ice cream. And man, it was some of the best.
Yep.
And yeah, we'd have to sit there in the living room and just hand crank over and over and over, and
I
we'd each
remember.
try.
I remember when I was a kid because I used to drive the tractor. So go out to like past the buck barn and go all the way down where the tractor's parked. And I didn't know what it was until like much later in life. But my grandfather had like this couple of these round two tanks sitting over in the corner with like tarps over them, a
Mm-hmm.
copper pipe.
Yeah.
And my dad told me, "Oh yeah, you. My daddy used to run moonshine in Virginia and like transport it." I was like, "Oh, okay." But this is like much older. Like when I'm a kid, I'm like, "What is all
Yeah.
that?" You don't know what it is. It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
my dad just he did construction growing up,
Hmm.
like heavy construction, roads and bridges and all that kind of nonsense. And the only thing we ever had in the yard like that was like, I remember he'd have barrels of tar,
Hmm.
just full barrels of just black tar. And if you ever get that stuff on you, like I would
Get
just,
it off.
it would be a total mess. But
Yeah.
yeah, he would have a ton of black tar. Now, my family made liquor,
Hmm.
but they didn't. As far as I know, they didn't run it. They just made it. Like we made a lot of. My uncle had a Concord grapevine, and we'd go looking for muscadines and scuffadines,
Well, I imagine this was a long time ago. He must have been like when he was in his 20s, so that would have been the 30s, the
oh yeah,
1930s. He was born in 1912, so at least been right around Prohibition.
yeah. We
Somewhere in
never
that
had to
time.
mess with that much snow, Ninja Bill. Not here. Like we get these random snows, but
Yeah.
like the big thing we had to worry about here was heat. So like it would dry out because a lot of our, like where I grew up was kind of right on the verge of the sand hills, you
Yeah.
know. So it was like
Are
the
you in what's
ground.
considered a low country, or is
I
that
am
further?
now. I wasn't. I mean, I grew up in upstate South Carolina.
Okay, I couldn't figure out where that starts and where that.
Well,
I keep hearing it mentioned, but
low country can be anywhere from like, and I'm just spitballing, but like a lot of people consider low country around like Florence and Ori and
mm,
um, like the East Coast beaches. But to a lot of folks, low country is Charleston,
that's what I figure. Hilton Head,
Beaufort,
all that.
Hilton
Sounds like.
Head, Beaufort, um, you know, that whole lower part that gets you closer to Florida and Georgia.
Mm,
But where I am now is still pretty much, it's like, it's still low country.
mm,
But Charleston and like the, that whole area, it really, really is.
mm.
Because there's plenty of like swampy bogs down here, you
Oh
know,
yeah,
like where I am now was like a big part of the Revolutionary War.
yeah. Mm,
There's a lot of cool Revolutionary War stuff that went on here. Like you look up Francis Marion, the Swamp Fox. He was big. Like he was a big deal. Learning
mm,
about him and history growing up. No, I'm around that area, which I love. I love history. I've got an uncle. He's passed, so his wife is still on the land. But the land that they're on, um, it's about 2 hours from here, was uh, their family land before we were ever a country.
mm.
So
Yep.
they've lived on that. They lost it at one point and then bought it back. But for the most part, they lived on that land outside of a short span where they bought it before they bought it back, complete with like written permission to own
Hmm.
property in
Oh yeah,
the colonies. You
yeah.
know, very cool. And he
Yeah.
was a big history buff.
Yeah, that stuff's cool. When I started going back through ours, because my parents wanted me to find out, because they didn't know you could just do all that through ancestry.com.
Hmm.
Not sponsored, but check it out because it's really fantastic. Went back, and both sides of my parents both came from England, in cities in England, like Devon and Leicestershire. And both came over roughly, it's crazy, like 1609. They both came here. So that way before it was ever a country. I mean, they were here, it's a British colony and all through that, and fought in several of the wars. And it's a trip that, like, my family's been here. How many years is that? 16? Going on
Yeah, it's
16?
crazy.
Going
When
on 400 years?
Well, my uncle, he was a big history guy. He kept so many records and would do tons of research, and I loved it. I would sit down and listen to him tell me stuff and forever because I
Hmm.
love history and know as much as you can about where you come from. But like we've had, and I think considering the current wars like Afghanistan and Iraq, because of my cousins, we've had someone in our family in every major conflict in the U.S. before it was a country and on. Like you can pretty much, like Spanish American, all those wars we've had somebody in. But the wife is real good at that too. She loves looking that stuff up and doing our family trees and stuff like that. You got to be careful with my family tree though, because at some point it kind of goes like, kind of it might meet somewhere.
So I keep this. I need to get it framed. So this is my dad's certificate from the Armor School at Fort Knox,
Mm-hmm.
and the Brigadier General of the U.S. Army at that time. I don't know if you can see it.
What? Let's see. Hold
It's Patton's son.
on. Put it back up there. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So that's General Patton's son was the head of the Armor Command during that time, and he told me, awesome.
No, no,
That's a piece of history. I need to get that framed. But
my father's not Lieutenant Dan. No, but he was my dad was a Vietnam War vet, but no, he was not Lieutenant Dan.
yeah, my dad don't talk about it much.
No, he's just now getting to the point where he'll talk, like uh he'll bring it up a little bit and start talking about stuff, and like it still hits pretty hard from that. And the crazy thing is, he went in young, so he actually served his time, his 4 years, uh, before it got really bad.
Mm.
You know, but it was still pretty bad. And he was a engineer,
Mm.
not one of the like brilliant people to come up with plans. He was like, well, I told you he did construction, so he was like a Army Corps of Engineers, like a
Yeah, like
engineers
trees and
battalion. Yeah, it wasn't like Army Corps of
mm,
Engineers, but he did like he built runways and went in,
mm,
and he would tell stories all the time. Like some of the stories he would tell growing up was like how he said he climbed off of probably a front end loader or something, whatever they were building out of at the time, some heavy machinery. Walked over to one of the guards to smoke a cigarette with him, and he looked over at the guard and was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know I appreciate y'all being here looking after us because they won't let us have any guns." And the guy said, don't feel too safe. They won't let us have any ammo." So it's like, that sucks. Like they're sitting there with guns and no ammo, and then the guys on the heavy machinery ain't got nothing.
yeah.
So,
And I didn't really think about it. Like when I was a kid, like we used to go down there towards Bragg, and there was this place where you could like sit in tanks and stuff like that.
mhm.
And I don't remember where it's at. I have to ask my dad. He's got pictures of like sitting in like a like modern tank, like an old the Sherman,
Mhm.
sitting in there. I can't. It's somewhere in North Carolina down there near Fayetteville where they had them, and you could just take pictures. And
Oh, there's a museum down there. There is um, I think I know where you're talking about
the
because there is
Special
a.
Forces Museum is
Well,
there.
yeah, that place is awesome.
Have you been in there?
Yeah, yeah. I went. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's like, oh, maybe it's not that. Maybe I went to the like a veterans museum, but it was like right off the interstate.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever one it was, I went to one that was right off the interstate, and it was really cool. We used to ride motorcycles all the time, and we'd try to go find those spots to
Mm-hmm.
stop off. And, like we went to a couple of Revolutionary War uh, museum areas and stuff like that. There's a lot of those, like Brattonsville,
Mm-hmm.
uh, where you can go in and see some of the cabins, and they'll reenact like there's folks there dressed and
Yeah.
they're cooking. I remember going. I think it was historic Brattonsville. So you go in there, and like you walk into one of these rooms, you walk into a house, and there's this lady. She's down by the fireplace cooking, and she's really cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just smelling the place up. She's making biscuits and fatback and all this stuff in there, and it's like, oh my god, you need to sell this because it smells delicious. And they had a real blacksmith
Amazing. You
there
could
that you
eat
can
all
like,
that and go fight with all that food.
oh man, yeah,
Oh, that's
there's
all.
like a real blacksmith there that he's making horseshoes, and sometimes he'll let the kids come up and take a
Mm,
few whacks at making stuff. But it's really cool. I love stuff like that,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
there's a lot of it around here. Yeah, talk about going off the rails. We really did it there at the
Yeah.
end, didn't we?
Raz in
Uh,
here. Ninja
yeah,
Bill had
Raz
to
showed up.
go.
What's up, buddy?
Appreciate stopping by.
See you, Ninja Bill.
Got Princeton just popped in here.
Princeton Famous in the house. Hello, brother. Thank you. I feel like somebody was saying something. Oh, hello, Raziel. I didn't want to miss you there. The military was the military was afraid the drafted soldiers would panic and die from friendly fire. Man, I tell you, it was what a crazy time back then, man.
It
Like
was.
I think my dad went in. I want to say he went in when he was like 16, lied about his age, and got his mom to sign. The story always was told growing up. However, my dad is a great storyteller, so you never know like what's an embellishment and what's 100% accurate.
Mm,
But I do believe it because my grandpa, who I never met, my dad's dad, I never met, and apparently he was a son of a bitch. Um, you know, uh, but apparently my dad got caught doing something. It was probably smoking or doing something crazy back then. This would have been in the 60s, I guess, obviously. But he apparently got in trouble And rather than go home and face his dad and the beating that would ensue, and I do mean beating, that dude he was a piece of work. He joined the army
Yeah.
instead. It's like you would rather go to Vietnam, and I think he was in Korea probably as much as Vietnam,
No.
not the
Oof.
Korean War, but Korea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, not the Korean War. He was
That's
out by then.
oof.
He was out of that. But yeah, he went in for Vietnam.
I wonder why
Uh,
that. I wonder why that war, other than Nash, I wonder why that war never gets, you know, it doesn't get any acknowledgement, right? Or very little.
oh yeah, very
And
little.
it's really, really bad. Like all, I mean,
I
you
think
look
that's
at it.
why. I don't know that there's a lot of like I don't want to say the heroic type stuff, but I don't know that I don't think a lot of people see, and a lot of people don't for Vietnam, but I don't think they see the Korean War as a noble cause as much as like some of the other ones. It's not, it doesn't have that kind of push to it that it was this big. And I mean, honestly, geez, what was it? Not that long ago, they actually, um, I was about to say, yeah, my dad definitely saw combat. Um, Now, my grandfather, so I have old uncles because, like I said, I have a really big family. So I've got grandfathers, both of my grandfathers, and some of my uncles
Mm,
were in World War II. They were mostly Navy. On my mom's side, they were all mostly Navy. My dad's side was mostly Army. Deluxe was in the military too.
it was.
Yeah.
Was.
Thank you for your
My
cervix.
my grandfather did not. He went to Europe. I don't know. He couldn't really get no information, and they just didn't talk about it.
No.
You
Yeah.
know, and I'm not
It
sure how you would even find out. You know.
Yeah, it wasn't until like my grandpa was, almost gone before he would talk about it. Like he had my grandma's name was Ruby. Beautiful name for such a wonderful lady. Like she was an angel on earth. That my grandma and my grandpa was old, rough and rugged man. Always
Mhm.
wore he wore overalls his whole. I don't think I've ever saw him in anything outside
Yeah.
of overalls.
Yep. Yep.
He smoked like unfiltered Camels,
Mine had a pipe and then
and when
to spit
yeah,
tobacco in a can
yeah.
beside the chair.
Once he stopped smoking non-filtered Camels, he went to pretty much only uh, chewing tobacco with
Mm.
a red Dixie cup with a paper towel stuck in the bottom of it that he'd
Mm.
spit into. But he was just an old, rough, rugged man, and but he had a tattoo on his arm. I remember seeing it growing up, and it was a little sailor girl
Oh, yeah.
had like the sailor bell bottoms on.
Mm.
You know, and when he was on his deathbed, and I was my aunt was like, "Hey, you should ask him about his tattoo." And I never did. I never until this day. And that old grumpy, ornery old man, I was like, "Hey, Grandpa," I said, and for all you Yankees out there, it is Grandpa, although Pawpaw and stuff like that is acceptable, but it ain't Granddaddy or Granddad. It was Grandpa.
Grandpa.
I said, where'd you get, who's that on your arm? And he said, oh, that's Miss Ruby. I wanted to be able to take her with me when I went overseas. It's like, that was he got it before he
Mm.
went over so he could take my grandma with him.
Mm.
Thought that was sweet. Yeah, I actually, Rasper, I was all headed straight for it. Um, So in like '94, when I graduated, I was ROTC for 4 years, the whole thing. I was
Yeah.
all set up to go. My sister had already gone in. My dad, um, my dad got cancer, which I'm not bringing that up. He's fine now, but he couldn't work. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't drive. He was getting treatments, and my older sisters were already gone, up and out of the house and married and stuff by around that time because I was the youngest at the time, and I was like, well, I can't leave. I mean, there's just no way I can't leave.
Yeah.
And so I stayed and started working, and I ended up working at, I think at the time I worked at some print shop, and then then I started working retail, and it just never stopped. So, just how it happened. I had to pay the bills,
Yeah.
and I had to be there to take him places and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah, I
it
didn't know
just
what I was going to do because I was going to do Marines,
mm,
and because I really like I did had good grades in school. I just didn't have any like genuine idea what I wanted to do. And my dad was like, "Why don't you not do the military?" Because I don't think he had a good experience with it. So
hmm
he did, never talks about it. And it may have just been because of the war and stuff. But so then same thing. I started working. I was working at Roses. Then I was working side job. Then next thing you know, just working 60 hours a week. Then you just forget about it. And, you know, I regret it though, man.
take it easy, Benjamin.
wish
I
I'd done.
regret it in the sense that I wish I would have gone, but I mean, I don't regret it in that.
I mean, I would have been in Iraq probably. Not the first one, but during
Yeah, we
23.
would have been we would have been right there in the yeah, probably if we, especially if you were career minded
No.
in it. I mean, there was a great time there where we probably wouldn't have done much of anything,
Yeah.
right? I
Before
mean,
what,
after
90,
after the Gulf
92?
War, which
Yeah.
Desert Storm, my sister was in Desert Storm. She
Mm.
was in Baghdad during Desert Storm, uh, and but I mean, after that, there wasn't a whole lot going on until you get into Iraq and Afghanistan,
I
and
have did I ever tell you this? A good buddy of mine, he went into the army about this time, right, 91 or whatever. So he went to Iraq and he was in the artillery unit and he was going down Highway 80. So, the highway of death. So he'd come
mm-hmm,
back. He had some Polaroid pictures. So he shared the Polaroid. He said, "Look, I want you to see something." So, what was this? It was pictures like burnt bodies sitting in cars. And I'm like, don't really know how to comprehend that, right?
mm-hmm,
And he's just like, yep, seen it every day. Doesn't phase him a bit. I was like, wow.
yeah,
He says one big strip and his cars as far as you could see, all of them gone, burnt up. Vehicles, tanks, trucks, you name it. Like, wow.
yeah. I don't wish that on anybody.
Well, we
Oh
got
wait,
off
hey,
the rails, didn't we?
yeah, man, check this out, man. I just noticed that there's like some, hold on, let's see, is there stuff you can do here? Oh, you can change the whole grid layout on here now.
Huh? What do you mean?
Camera slot. Look at that. Look at that. Is it changing on you?
I don't see anything.
Oh, I hadn't. I hadn't saved it yet. So let's. I'm messing with your whole screen here. What's this? Can I delete that one? Oh yeah. So nothing changed on your end. It just sounds like I'm just talking to myself. Look, this is a. So if you look at the bottom of the StreamYard, all the way at the right, there's these new layout and edit layout buttons now that I never noticed before.
Really? I don't see that.
You can change stuff.
Oh, there's a pencil in the. Oh, yeah.
Oh look, fit and fill.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Cancel. I don't know what I was getting ready to do, so cancel.
let's see.
Yeah, I saw some kind of pop up when I logged in. They had done something.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah, change the layout. Like change the whole 8-person layout. I'm glad it doesn't change until after I hit save, because I would have just really royally messed anything up. Do you do anything else by yourself? Yes. Speaking about the military, the new TFC Tactical Commander's new vehicle mode looks great. Yes, it
Commander Nucleus
does.
Prime.
Yeah, but the new one, is it the desert sand one, the desert camo one,
Hmm.
looks awesome. I just can't do it. I can't get another one. I I can't justify it. I love that one so much, but I can't justify another. It's still one of my favorite figures of all time.
I would have liked them to just go down the route of doing like the big GI Joe vehicles.
I just want them to finish freaking Abominus.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get that wish. I feel
so.
like it. I mean,
I've already boxed them up.
it's been what, going on a year
Oh, more than
or
that.
longer.
It's got to be more than that, right?
I don't know if that's coming out at this point.
The Void will know. I think he was in on those too. Yeah, I've boxed them up. Like I don't think I'll bring them back out. But all I know is I'm looking forward to them. Oh, hey, I don't. This is on your channel. I can do it.
Okay.
This is what I was. Have you seen these?
Yeah.
Man, this thing's awesome.
Yeah.
It doesn't shoot. It's just
what's
a toy.
it made out of?
Die-cast. The whole thing's die-cast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like the one I have.
You can't say that on YouTube. But check it out, man. It's a metal mag. You load the little rounds in.
Wow.
It's actual little rounds. They've got some other ones I'm going to get that actually will. You can eject the rounds.
Got dust cover on there.
Oh yeah.
Can you pull the pin and take it apart?
You can take almost all of it apart.
They don't have a spring and stuff, right? Inside and the rod and all that.
No, not this one, but the ejecting round ones are pretty close to that. You actually have to put a spring. I mean, that's definitely spring. Like you can't lock it, right? You can't lock the rack, but
got selector switch.
Yeah, and it works. It's you can do that.
What you got on it? Alt? Is it got semi,
auto, safe, semi, and full? Yeah, it's semi, safe, and full. But like the slide.
Yeah. See, I heard the sound on it. It sounds just like the mag full, like when you pop it. Just like it.
Yeah, the mag popping out.
Yeah,
that's great. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's awesome, man. I'm gonna get some more of these. And the stuff they sell to customize them is nuts. Like you can, so take the slide back and pop that off. Put another one on. Right. So you want to put a different. It's great. All the rails actually work. So when you get the accessories, they actually go on the rail and you screw them in just like you would. Like
so, does that flash hider pop off?
What's that?
Does the flash hider pop off? You plug in like a suppressor, or is it something?
Oh yeah. You can.
There you go.
Yeah. They've got suppressors for them that you can screw on.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you can get they make this is Coyote is their desert sand, but yeah, you can take that off. You can get a short barrel, long barrel. I mean it's pretty much, watch the.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty great. Anyway, I thought these were neat.
Somebody come up with something like that.
Oh, and you've got like weapon racks, like you can get a rifle rack for it. Next one I'm going to get, they've got a 50 cal. They've got a couple different versions of the 50 cal, and they've got some LMGs, stuff like that. You can.
I'd like to have a saw.
Let me see. Let's see what they got. Yeah. Here, I'm going to share it. We don't care, do we? They're not going to cancel us for this.
Who knows?
Darn right, Princeton.
Raymond Lee. Raymond Toyton. Raymond Lee. That would have been the name.
That should have been the name. Let's see. Where's my screen at? Chrome tab. Huh. Weird. Watch this. It's going to just share everything all at once.
So
It's funny. It's not separating the tab anymore like it used to.
yeah, I might have some bugs
Oh
with
well.
this thing.
What do you see?
Goat guns.
All right.
2
So yeah,
tabs.
this is what
So I see the
this is what
tabs
they
for the
have.
gun rack. Yeah. All right. What
Yeah.
we got here?
There's
We got a. Is that grand?
yeah, they have a grand, yeah.
All
So
right.
this is what
Let's
they
see.
got. The ARs,
AR-15,
M16,
A1, carry handle.
Garand's.
Oh,
Love the
AK-47.
1911s.
Yeah.
There's your RPG,
RPG. That's funny.
a gold AK.
Like Saddam. Sorry.
There's your red, white, and blue AR.
Is that
1911s are
an
great.
HK?
Yeah, you
Oh, that's
got
the SIG.
which one? They got the SIG
Oh, that's the
MCX.
SIG. But they look alike.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. You got red versus blue AK. There's the one I got. That's the
mhm.
Coyote AR. Yeah, here you go. So MRAD
Yeah.
sniper rifle, MK22, which is also the MRAD, but that's just Coyote versus Black. The old 50 cal Barrett, and I think they're all licensed by Barrett.
I've
So
shot that. Is that the bolt action one or is it semi? I've shot the bolt action.
yeah, then love this. Well, I don't know that they had.
Tommy gun. What
They
is
didn't
that?
have
That's
the Tommy on here before.
is that the M40? That
Uh,
sniper rifle. There's Dragunov.
yeah, bullpup.
Yeah. The what is that? The God, what's that gun? That's the I can't think damn name of it. It's like it's European, right? The F and
And you
N.
got F. Is it the F and N?
I can't.
So
Dang.
then you got all the stuff you can
Oh,
add
you
to it.
got
Check it out.
240. I mean,
Yep, yep.
yeah,
You can do the 240
203. The Master P
M203, and
shotgun on the bottom. There's
it
ACOG.
actually will it actually has rounds that you can look at that
Oh,
load up in
that's
there.
funny.
Yep,
That's
it
funny.
actually opens up and you can load it up in there. Um,
That's funny. So you got an ACOG,
Shotgun, with actual rounds. You got your ACOG, your
Neotech,
EOTech, your iron sights. There's my flashlight. I got that one.
gun rack,
Front
grip.
grips.
Wow.
Your angle
There's
grip.
that mag pull. I have that thing. That thing is, dude, that thing is solid as a rock. You could like hurt
What's
somebody
that?
with hitting them with
This
it.
one?
No, the one on the left, the angled one.
Oh yeah, that's what I've got. It's comfortable. So there's your different size barrel, all your different adjustable stocks, mil spec stock, short barrel for or long barrel for the Coyote. Look at that 1911 compensator. Check that out.
Yeah. On the wood kit for AK. Yeah.
So just the
No
look at this.
Betamax.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. AR drum, AR grip you can change out. I mean it's legit, man. There's your 50
Wow.
cal
That's spent a lot of
magazine.
time. I mean, you have to go
Yeah.
through and design all that stuff.
Look at those 1911 rounds.
You know what's funny? Look, the 50 cal dummy rounds.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's cost more than what they used to cost per the actual.
Yeah, I know, right? For an actual
I don't know what they are now, but you used to give them for like $5 a piece.
look at your pack of dummy rounds, AR rounds. So your 5.56.
Wow.
AK.
That's impressive that much detail and stuff in there.
Then there's the accessories you can do. So there's like you've got your
wall mount
racks, your ammo cans, wall mounts.
That's neat.
Out. Yeah, look at that ammo can.
I got a couple of those.
Look at this mini gaffer tape, dude.
Dead grief. Slings.
There's the SARS, all the slings. There's your grins. Grenades.
Probably they don't have like the blue round, the chalk rounds.
Oh, I know. Or the black tips.
Yeah, but green was high explosive.
Yeah, green tips.
And blue chalk.
Yeah, so it's a bunch of cool stuff, man. It's a neat little thing. It's a addictive little.
That's neat.
I told the wife, I was like, well, I know what you can get me for, these little birthdays. They range from like $30 to $50. I was like, you need something like a stocking stuffer or something to hand me over. That's what you get.
It's neat.
Man, I think I'm done.
Yeah, I gotta go eat something. I'm got hungry now. It's 8:40.
I was in the middle of eating when I remember we were doing this. But
are we doing?
Take it away.
Well, we'll talk.
We don't have an AWOC plan this week.
That's what I was thinking. Are we going?
That would have been
one
today.
Next week. And
we should do one next week. Do some updates on shipping and stuff because I think there's probably some stuff to talk about.
Okay.
We've run everybody off talking about guns. Look,
yeah,
they all dropped off.
Well, thank you for watching the video and the channel and liking and sharing and caring and doing all the great stuff that we appreciate you doing. So subscribe to our channels, my channel, Kato's channel, everybody's channel in the chat. If you have not, I'm sure you have because it's pretty much names we see all the time. So nobody, I don't think it's anybody new. But if you are new and you're hiding down here, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, help the channel out. Thanks for watching. We will see you sometime in the near future.